I like to rehash stuff.
Yeah, because we're gonna kind of go over a lot. You guys each have a video of you running correctly, correct on your
I
phone.
do, but it's really
Yes.
awful. So
Okay,
I did the best with what I had the 5 minutes before I got on here. So
good, good.
person with you, so I already know.
Yeah, yeah. Well, it's fun. Like I'm thinking about that with like you, Corey, and like if you have done this with me, you guys who have, it's been a while. So even what's just different, and that's honestly what just happened is my last guy that was in person. I haven't videoed him since 2023. And so it just kind of like evolved into this thing that took too long. And I was like, oh shit. But
Yep.
so it's fun to see like what changes has happened since then or not. So it's still good.
Yeah.
Um, okay, let's dive in. Here we go. You got your slow-mo video. And then our next one, we're going to talk about fueling, and then we're going to talk about tapering, and then race day strategies. So, um, and then here we are. So, Corey is over here in minus weeks, right? Do you feel like you guys like overall are hitting kind of like the total mileage goals with your, or do you look at that? Do you guys look at your total mileage at the end of the week?
I don't look at my total mileage.
Mm.
It's okay. It's okay. But in when you're writing, like when I'm writing a training plan, that's how you try to like progress it, not too much and stuff like that to make it good. But sometimes people like to know like the words behind like whatever, some focus of the week and stuff. Some other people just push go on your watch and call it good. Um, okay. Everybody's captured their video. Yes. These are
Yeah.
the 5 key positions we're going to go over today. So by the end of today, my objective is that you know which of these 5 you need to work on and which ones you are like super amazing already at. Okay. Um, overstriding. So right now, play back. Oh, I really hope you guys are not watching me from your phone. Did I say that earlier? It's going to be harder. I don't know if it's going to be possible,
I'm
honestly.
on my
Yeah, you had
computer.
mentioned it last time to try and watch from our
Okay.
computers.
Yeah. If you're watching from your computer, just do this on your phone on the side, right? Watch your video back, slow motion, when your foot closest to the camera is flat. This picture, this girl's never flat. So, but I just have to use a demonstration. So that's why it looks like her heel's off because she's somebody who her heel never touches the ground. But I want you to kind of slow motion it until your foot is flat. So for the most part, with our shoes nowadays, you can kind of see like when the cushion is down, but your leg shouldn't be like it's not going to be like clear back here. Like that's probably the wrong spot. So just kind of push it like you heel, like some of you guys might heel strike, meaning you're like heel touches first and then your foot flops down. So do it more of like where your foot is more flat. Um, are we there? Has everybody got that?
Yep.
Got it.
You good? Samson. And then you don't really have to draw a line if you know, whatever. If you know how to draw a line, you can edit that and you screenshotted that. Okay. So play the slow motion video until that spot, screenshot it. And then I want you to mostly, and you can kind of eye this for the most part, but if you know how to draw a line, you can draw a line. Up the shin, meaning from the ankle bone to your knee bone that you can see from the side of you, right? Align up that and then align up your torso. Okay. So knee bone, ankle bone, straight line, and then this way. So if you're eyeballing that, you're going to see if they like in this girl's picture, they're like pretty parallel. Okay. So I mostly want it, and this is what I mean by like you don't have to really draw the line. I want you to see if they're parallel or if they look like the lines are going to cross at
Um,
at the top or at the bottom if you're really tall.
Wait, what was the first one?
Um like so drawing your line right here through the shin. Is that what you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, so through the bone that you can kind of see and your ankle bone.
Okay.
And from the side, you can kind of see that when you're looking at your still shot or your screenshot. And then the other one, this is a good question. I should have said this. Is through the widest part of your torso, because some people do weird things with their heads. So don't try to go through like your ear or something, because you might have your head in some weird position. So just kind of think like the biggest part of your rib cage. You're kind of going through that, but then you got to make it as a line. But don't draw it from like your hip to your ear, because that's like, because people do things with their head. Do we think we got it? You have an idea? So I feel like I should be playing the Jeopardy song. You guys are silent.
Got it.
Okay. One's in.
I feel like mine just looks so different because, like, when I do my line, it's like my green line, it's still within my body. Like, hers is so much far forward.
Yes, like, so yours is more like this?
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's the hard part of me doing this, is that everybody's a little different, but so it's okay. But just keep doing it.
Okay.
Oh, I just found a fun little feature on my. I didn't know there was a ruler on the
Yes.
iPhone.
Yeah, so-
Gosh, that makes this so much.
Yes, just put that ruler up there and kind of look at the angle of
Yeah.
your chin and the angle of your body, and yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, it just literally just changed the game here, because I was like, I don't know how I'm friggin' drawing a straight line on my phone. It's just
Yeah.
not happening.
Yeah.
Mm.
But ultimately, this is the drum roll of who's doing what we want and who we don't. Okay. The big thing is this is what I mean by, like, you don't have to draw the line, because this guy's shin is straight up and down and he's leaning forward. Same with this girl. Her shin is straight up and down. And when you go through the torso, she doesn't look like she's that leaning forward, but when you draw the line, yeah, she's leaning forward. So the lines cross there. Versus these guys, like, the shin is kind of tilted and they're green lines. So if you did them green, you probably pass. I'm just kidding. But Tori, you can also change the colors of those lines.
I'm blue, so I'm neutral right now.
Okay. Yep. Yep.
I want to like show my picture and see if I did it right.
Yeah. And so so these guys are not crossing is the big thing.
Okay.
Is these guys are crossing. So if you are crossing, do we have anybody that's crossing? Like the lines are probably connecting at some
I
point.
don't. Can you see my lines? I don't think so. Can you see?
Oh no, yeah, you
Did I
look good.
do it?
Yep.
Did I do that right? Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Cool.
Your foot doesn't look all the way flat. I would kind of move it back a little bit.
Okay.
But
It
I
was
still
really hard getting it to like
go to that.
etch. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
That's why I was quiet for so long. I was trying to.
Concentrating. There was some concentration happening. I could
Yeah.
tell for sure.
Oh, so it's
very
right
into
when
it.
it gets flat, not when it's starting. Okay.
Yeah. Like not when you're heel striking, not when it first makes contact, when it's flat.
Okay, I got
More
it.
like there. Does that?
That's the wrong foot, isn't it? I don't know. Back up a little bit.
Oh, shoot. No, it's not actually.
Okay,
It's
you're-
a shadow.
Are
That
you
is
sure?
my front foot. Yeah.
That's the foot closest to the camera?
Yeah. It's the shadow from
Okay,
the bar
but now
of the
I'm so annoying, but it shouldn't be like, because now it kind of looks like it's behind you. It should be a couple screens in
Yeah.
front of you.
Okay.
Oh, okay. I know what I'm doing wrong now.
How about now?
Yeah, yep, that looks better.
All right. I'll screenshot that one and use my
Yes.
ruler.
I still think that you're good though. Like, just judging by
Okay.
that, it looks like they wouldn't be too bad. So does anybody need to work on this one?
Shockingly, I don't think that I do.
I'll just kind of
I'm shocked at myself right now.
I mean, I'll say my green lines are pretty close together, but like, oh crap, hold on. But they're definitely not crossing.
okay.
We're on our second line with our torso. We're lining up hip, shoulder,
No,
head?
no, don't.
No.
Just the widest part of your body.
The widest part.
Right.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
Yeah, Corey, is why yours aren't quite as parallels because you kind of went through, you got to go through more of your butt. But yeah,
Oh, okay.
yeah.
Go through your butt.
So go through the widest part of your torso and then kind of draw the line from there. So don't go through like your ear and your hip because your ear and your hip, some people do crazy things with their ears. Or like in what Corey just did, she didn't get it like through the middle of the butt enough. Yeah, you're
I got a
golden.
big butt, so that's
So pick your position of the butt.
I just sent my picture in the chat. I'm not sure if I paused it at the right spot. Could you take a look?
Oh, how do I don't know. Can I? How do I do that? Let's see. Oh, I
Click
can't.
on
That was not
The
the right.
Zoom chat button.
Hold on. I just screwed the whole thing up. Let me go back in present mode. More.
I will say I feel like it took me years to do this though, because when I first met Dana, it was bad.
Yeah. See? Like small improvements are all good. Let's see. Okay. No, you got to have your other foot. The one closest to the camera needs to be on the ground.
Okay, I will relook at it.
Yeah, yeah. But
Oh,
that
sorry.
position, like that foot looks good. Just use the other foot. It's just easier. So it looks like everybody like technically passed this one. So I'll just go over it quickly in case it ever comes up. Overstriding is definitely like the thing that all my high school kids come and see me for because they have shin splints. Very common in new runners. And just if you've ever been taught or told to have a longer stride, then a lot of people just they start reaching. So that's overstriding, reaching is sometimes is what it's called. So that's when your foot lands too far out in front of you, and then you use all of those muscles to pull you back. So bear with my example here. So when you're running, like that's when you reach out here and you use all these muscles to pull you, reach, pull. But in running, stride lengths from here to here, if you want to make a bigger stride length, because you've heard that's what you're supposed to do, then it needs to come from the back. See, I still have a wider stride length. Rather than if I was here and I did this way, I still have a wider stride length. But that's not what we want to do because this stuff is not good at pulling. But your glutes are the powerhouse and that they're really strong and they need to be part of it. And Corey has a good sized one. So, even more reasons to use it, right? So use your glutes to push you forward. Like that's how we like increase our stride length. And it's when the foot lands too far out in front of you, it's like pushing on the brakes. It's putting all that force up your shin, which causes a lot like the knee pain and the shin splints and stuff like that. But since we're all kind of good, we're going to move on. Nobody takes special notes on that. Just be aware if that ever comes up. Like my son doesn't normally, he usually has a freaking beautiful strides. I have 3 kids. One of them runs beautifully. But he's having some shin splint issues right now. And I'm like, you don't normally overstride. Like, what are you doing, dude? We got new shoes. We got all this stuff. Anyway, so sometimes things change up. And so like in this girl situation, so this is when she came in and then I just gave her some cues and then all of a sudden like knowing how to do it is correctly. If you feel like you're doing that, my favorite cue is think running on ice. I only apply if you don't live in Southern Utah, Tori. It's like 110 degrees here and we don't ever have snow or ice. So when I'm doing these like local, then I'm like, where else have you lived? But I think everybody here could like get that because you just think about it. If you're running on ice, you're not reaching or you're going to like feel like you do the splits, So, but moving on. Posture. So now I want you to screenshot it when your knees are right behind each other, like right next to each other. So we call it stance, but make sure your weight again is on the leg closest to the camera. We got it?
Yep.
Okay. So this one's kind of easier. And again, like you don't have to draw a line. You're just going to look and draw a line. It says your toe. I haven't updated this apparently because now it's more your knee. You need to look at your knee from your knee up and see if your nose is on this side of the knee the knee line or this side? Is it
Ooh.
in front or behind your knee? And for the most part, usually people's like how like her whole face is over or it's not. So this one usually, that's what I'm saying, like draw the line, but you don't, it's usually pretty apparent. Only a few times is it like, oh, sure, it's pretty close, but. So how many of you guys are in front of versus behind the line?
I'm just a wee bit in front.
Say like a smidge in front.
Okay. So like, are we talking like just your nose?
Like my nose, yeah.
Okay.
I have a big nose. So yeah.
I was gonna say, I have a small nose. Maybe that's a nose problem. No.
You're a brat.
Okay. So ideally, we are you guys all kind of can you see this when I move that? Did you see that?
Like the mouse, yeah.
Okay, just the mouse. No, can you see? So you
Oh,
can
I see that blue
this up
circle,
here?
yeah.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
moved all the people because they were kind of in the way, but I don't know if that looks the same on your side. So this is the line. If your nose is on this side, we're calling it too forward.
Mm.
There is a too tall guy. This is super rare. Do any of you guys look like you're too tall? And this would be, oh no, you're too forward, Tori.
Too forward. Okay.
Yes, yeah, too forward.
Too forward.
Okay. And so, and Corey and Ticey are just barely too forward, right?
Yeah.
Auburn, did you get it?
Sitting all day. Oh my gosh. Why you gotta call me out?
Yeah, I think I'm a little too far too. My like nose is in front of the line.
Okay. I'm gonna go like this. If I put that over there. Yeah. Okay. So on this one, the biggest thing is that you are falling from your hips instead of falling from your ankles. So running should be a controlled fall forward, but we want that fall to happen at your ankles instead of your hips. So the drill to work on for this is, I'm not gonna be able to see my ankles here, but we're gonna get close enough. You're gonna get an idea. Should I make my bigger?
Yeah, make you bigger.
There we
Yeah.
go.
There
Okay.
we go.
So if I'm running and I'm falling this way because I'm falling from my hips, okay, so then my nose is over my toe, and I feel like I'm falling to the ground down. Versus if I'm staying up tall and I fall from my ankles, I fall like this, so it more feels like I'm falling forward instead of falling down, and that means we're using gravity to help move us forward. Running is a controlled fall forward. So you just want everything and you want to use gravity to help you. So like this way. So this is literally the drill. And you can't see, but I'm keeping my heels on the ground. Okay. As I fall forward straight. Okay. If I fall this way, when you do this, you're going to feel like I really feel like I'm falling down. Okay. And this way I'm like, oh yeah. And if I was running, I would take a step. But for the drill, because for everything that you need to work on, I'm going to give you a drill and a cue to think about while you're running. Okay. So the drill is going to be this. Okay. So it's going to feel like, oh yeah, but then it's a drill. So it's a little exaggerated, right? Versus in real running, you would fall and you would take a step. Okay. And this is when people who overstride, they would fall and then they would take a step clear out here. You guys are all good at that. So when you fall, you're going to fall and then you're going to land here. Okay. But I want you to fall this way, not fall this way. Okay. And exaggerating it, especially you guys, you two who said that you're like just your nose is over is beyond it. So that's your drill. I call it hankling. So falling forward from your ankles. Is a drill that you want to start doing. And then the thing to think about while you're running is just looking up, especially if your nose is just barely over it. Like, look at your picture right now. Are your eyes like angled down or are they angled up? So sometimes just by like not looking at the tree trunk, look at the tree branches is enough to like help you. Because ultimately that kind of gets your hips more underneath you. But the big picture is we want you to use your ankle and gravity to help move you forward. But a cue to think about while you're running is just going to be to look up. Does that make
Mhm.
sense? Is everybody's eyes kind of angled down or whatever when you look at your picture?
I mean, I just know from
I was looking straight ahead. I was staring at my sister's basement wall. So
Fun.
I'm,
Yeah.
yeah, it was very scenic
If
in
you
her
if you
basement.
are looking forward, another cue to think about is like right now the rope around your shoulders is pulling you forward, but I actually want that rope around your hips pulling you forward. I sometimes walk with my dog or run with my dog and I have the belt her belt goes around my hips, right? And she literally pulls me forward sometimes. And so that's what you kind of want. But my issue with telling women that is sometimes, so like right now the rope's pulling you this way. I want you to pull you this way, is that they end up arching your back. So I don't love that cue as much. So I don't start with that one. But if Tori, you're already like looking up, then think about that, like rope around your hips, pulling you forward instead of your shoulders. Okay. Okay. You mastered it. Everybody feel good? Okay. Again, so like just a difference of here to here. And she kind of looks like she was looking up. This is literally the same hour. So just teaching her to look up. You see that her hips are not, she's not as bent here as she is here. Okay. Now watch it in slow motion when your head is at the highest and your leg closest to the camera is behind you. Okay. So like when your head is at the highest is not at stance. Our other picture, that last one was at stance because your knees were right by each other. This one's the highest, so your knees are separated, your legs are separated, but make sure the leg closest to you, the camera, is the one that's behind, not in front. I want this behind leg to be in the front and this one closest to us to be in the back. Okay. And then from there, I want you to look and see, is your wrist above or below your elbow? And is your toe on or off the ground? Okay. So hers, obviously, wrist is above the elbow, foot is totally off the ground. So
My
this one, what?
I'm gonna say my toes on the ground, but yes, my wrist is above my elbow.
Okay. Yep. And we'll talk
My
about it.
toe is off the ground. My wrist is above my elbow.
Okay. So you kind of look like her. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Mhm.
But I do something weird though. Only one, and I've noticed this about myself. My one arm, the wrist is always like this, but this one is always like this.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. So if we were on the other side, it might be different, is what you mean?
Yes, yeah.
We'll
Is
talk
it
about
your
that.
right arm? Because my right arm is stupid and does weird things as
Oh
well.
no, it's my left arm that does it. My left
Oh.
arm, it's always like a weird chicken wing out here, and this one's okay. I don't know what I'm doing.
I'm just opposite.
We'll talk about it. It's probably one of the ones we're going to see from the back instead. But okay, so I'll move you over here again. So we consider you bounding versus we want you to glide instead of bound. Bounding is if you watch people win the marathon, okay, not just run a marathon, they're gliding. Their heads are just so smooth, like they're freaking beautiful for them. The rest of us are bounding and we need to work on it because it's wasting energy. When we get into like longer distance, this half marathon goal that you guys have is a long distance. And so we want every ounce of our energy propelling us forward, running as a controlled fall forward. We're going to start using gravity to help us fall forward as a posture. And then instead of bounding up and down, we're going to start gliding. This is again using your glutes to push you forward instead of your calf and your quads are like help you jump up, but we want your glutes to help push you forward. Okay. So we want your wrist to be at your elbow and we want your shoe to be barely off or on the ground at the highest point, because technically you should be able to run in a room as tall as you are. Isn't that a weird thought? But thinking about that, so like if I'm this tall and then it stance when my knees bent, I go down to here and then I'm this tall. And so I only travel up and down like a little bit. So, was it Corey? Did you just say that your foot, what did you say? Your half?
My foot is on the treadmill.
But your arms up. Okay. So when you are like, I call that like half and half. So when you're half and half, then literally watch your video because I'm just trying to take a still shot of this, like doing as much as I can with a still shot, right? So, but when you're half and half, then watch the video and like my background that you see here. Well, these two guys are too freaking tall, but usually it works really good because I can just watch their nose and see how many of my pictures in the background they go up and down. And then I go and measure it and stuff like that. So that's what I want you to do is just kind of look in your background and see if you're bobbing. Like if you're bobbing like a whole head length, like that's definitely too high. If you're bobbing like from here to here, that's not too bad. Like stance to your height, stance to your height. Okay. But with your arm swing, and we already know you have an arm swing problem because my cue for you to think about while you're running on this one, and also kind of the drill, is sawing, not hammering. So this is sawing, or this is hammering. When you hammer, that bobs you up and down, right? Which means like here, it's going to be up. Versus sawing, it's going to be, I don't know how much, I'm going to tilt you a little bit, huh? And it's going to be like front to back, sawing moves us forward, hammering bobs us up and down, right? And so I want you to think, and your hands, so also look at where your hands are when you're watching it back in slow motion. Is it by your wrist? Sometimes girls, especially like teenage girls or girls who have bigger boobs, are there up here because we've tried to like, control the girls while we're running, kind of stuff. So they should be down.
I don't have that problem, but
I do, and it sucks.
And then moving it past your waist when you're moving. So that's your cue on this one is the up and down, or this sawing, not hammering. But then also, like I just demonstrated a minute ago with the pushing with your tush, instead of how I said use your calf and your quad to help you jump, but instead we want to use our glute to just push us forward, Making sense? This one is big on the itises. So people who come and see me with patella tendonitis and Achilles and all the hip, even in your hips and stuff like that, it's often from too much more jumping than we need to for going forward. Okay.
How about stress fractures in your foot?
Oh, have you had that?
Like a million times, like 4+ times. I've had stress fractures in all four or five of my metatarsals in my foot.
Oh my.
I think that's what I have right now, Dana, to be honest with you.
You guys need to start eating.
Eating what?
Food.
I do. I eat too much food. What are you talking about?
Stress fractures usually come with malnutrition. Not gonna lie.
It showed up after my plantar fasciitis surgery.
I had plantar fasciitis before I had my stress fractures. Yeah.
So I think because, so pretend this is my foot, right?
Got it.
I think, and it hurt over here, my plantar fasciitis. And I think because it still hurt after surgery, I started walking like this.
Oh, yeah.
And so now I have pain all along that pinky side and it won't go away.
Well, all along the pinky side is not a stress fracture. So that's good news.
I'll have to send you like.
So you're like this area hurts. A stress fracture is like this spot hurts. It's the size of a quarter, and then that's extremely painful in this spot.
Yeah. Yeah.
Or, I mean, it could be anywhere, but do you get what I mean? When people say this area hurts, then it's not typically a stress fracture.
Huh. Even like say I wake up in the middle of the night, right? I haven't been on my feet for 5 hours. If I like spread my toes out, oh gosh, it hurts so bad.
Yeah, you need to be doing your toe yoga though. You need space in there because you got so much scar tissue inside your foot.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yes, like all of the jumping can cause these kind of problems, right? From your feet to your hips to, I don't know. I don't deal with much upper body stuff, but, and this one also, if you don't have a good ankle mobility, kind of relates to that, but a way to help you is increasing your cadence. Your cadence doesn't necessarily, textbook says it's supposed to be 180. If you're at like 150 right now, don't try to jump to 180. It's not going to work out for you very good. But just increasing your cadence by, like I say on here, like 5 to 10% could also help you propel you forward. No wasted energy. Now, see, even this girl got it figured out, and she was a miler. So my ball sport kids, they do need to bound, but she's going fast because she races a mile. But still we're able to like help her out that way. And she was one who had eating disorder issues and stress fractures. So just there. Okay, from the back. Look at your video from the back and stop your knees right next to each other.
I already know I have hip drop. I don't even have to do this.
Hey, Dana.
Yeah, I
gotta
just feel like
jump
it's
off.
just gonna be
Okay.
bad.
I'll watch it later. Love
Okay.
you. Bye.
Okay, thanks. So, and the biggest thing is I want you to stop it with all your weight on one side and then take a same video. I don't know if I have that. Yeah, well, whatever. And same video on the other side. So this one from the back, we're just looking at this same stance view, your knees right next to each other, but take it with all your weight on the right side and then all your weight on the left side. And then from there, this one, you probably, how Corey just said, I already know I do this. You probably know how to draw a line. You can just see if your hips are dropping, okay? Meaning one side is up and the other side is down, and then do it again on the other side. And then the other thing is drawing a line down the middle of your butt. So since Tori knows how to draw a line, I would draw the line and then move the line over to the middle of your pants, the middle of your shorts. You can see the seam. We assume the seam's in the middle of your butt because it usually is, especially with our girl clothes. But then from there, see if your foot is on the line or off to the side. But I also like drawing it all the way up to see if your head is in the middle, if your head, because people do crazy stuff with their heads, see if their head is in the middle of the line as well. So this is what like a hip drop looks like. So it's usually very, very visible, like if you're hip dropping, versus having level hips are just like pretty level. And they kind of goes along with that's why I'm kind of doing these two together is crossover, because it's not necessarily true if you do one you do the other, because I've done a million of these and that doesn't really line up, but sometimes. So drawing the line, so he is on the line, he's on the line, and he's still like, I mean, his body shifted over here. This elbow's a little wider than this one, but his head shifted a ton. That elbow's totally flying out and he's crossing over. Versus this guy, he's not crossing over. He does still kind of lift that shoulder up or elbow up, but you can tell, like without the line being here, he is hip dropping to that side, right? And she is not crossing over, right? And her arms are pretty even. And then looking at that same kind of stuff here, like hip dropping, her arm doesn't fly out too much, but it is out wider than this side. Okay. So this is what Corey was, or whatever.
Yeah.
When you're saying your arm swing, I'm like, we'll get to it, because your arms are used to help you balance. So when you have the one arm that's doing something crazy, it's probably to help you stay balanced, because that hip is out to the side. And when you stand with all your weight on one side and your hip is out, like that's just like our arms are used to help us balance. So that's why the cue for this one is to keep one, I get this arm's out here is to bring it in. So we have the elbow the bad guy behind you drill. I like that one, because that kind of, if the bad guy's behind you, then you're not going to, I call it hee-hoing, okay? You're not going to hee-ho. You want to drive your elbow back. But also if it's just one arm, then I like saying like hold a dollar bill, $100 bill, whatever, underneath your armpit and don't let it drop. Because if I'm going like this, I'm going to drop that money, right? Or literally, like I put people on my treadmill and I put a cloth underneath there and have them run without dropping it, because it's bringing it in. So ultimately, this is just a function of your glute strength. But so that means you got to do some strength work. But I like giving you cues to work on while you're running. So the hope is like if I'm running like this, because I'm hip dropping and all this stuff, then if I bring this in, then I'm going to start using that a little bit more, because I can't use it to help me balance unevenly. Okay.
For my right arm, it flails a lot.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
So think about holding a dollar bill underneath that right arm and don't drop it.
Okay.
Just like mine, I put it in the comments. Like it's like this random chicken wing.
Yeah, I got my right arm's my chicken wing, girl. I feel you. I feel you. Oh no, looks like my left arm's a chicken wing too. There it
When
is.
you go on the other
Yeah,
side, yes.
when I
And so
go on
you're
the other
hip dropping
side.
on both sides of those. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. My head stays center, so I'll take
That
that
is
win.
good. 'Cause
Yeah.
that doesn't happen very often. Yeah.
It
Yeah.
stays pretty like my ponytail. She's there and both sides, but yeah, the old
Yeah.
hippie droppies.
That's awesome. So let's see. Okay, so that was the last one. So now you know which ones you need to work on, and you have your cues to work on it. Um, with the hip drop, some of the exercises you need to do single leg stuff, but also like glute strengthening exercises on just one leg, right? So like the Instagram doesn't love clamshells, but I do because that's still like that's you can do it single leg. You can put a heavy band on it and hold it up for a second and then slowly go down. But also you guys' hip drop and crossover, your knees, like those ones that you showed, are really close. So when you do a clamshell, like make sure you don't let your knees come all the way in. Okay. They just come to like a fist. But start incorporating those to help with that running form as well as injuries that might come from it, but also just to make you more efficient at running. Because so now you have at least, I mean, I think all of you guys got at least, yeah, like 3-ish, if I remember right, things to think about while you're running. So tomorrow or whenever your next running day is, I don't want you to think about all three. So like elbowing the bad guy behind you, sawing, not hammering, have been looking up, some hopefully you guys know which one of these you guys are, and pushing with your toes, all of them. Yeah. Then but I don't want you to, I don't want you to think about all of them. Oh crap, this is going to kick me off of here. I might have to send another Zoom because I feel like we're not done. Do you guys have time?
I'm good for at least 10 more minutes.
Okay, let's just get off of here because it's going to cut me off, and I'll send another one in the chat. Okay.
Okay.